Hi, Tony DeWitt here, Missouri Appellate Attorney, and my job here is to try and make the legal system a little bit easier to understand. I hope that these videos do that. Today we're going to talk about the 5 biggest mistakes that people make when they hire lawyers. Stay tuned. I think the first biggest mistake that people make when they hire an attorney is hiring an attorney off a radio or television advertisement. Radio and television advertisements sort of go like this, have you been hurt, injured, have you had a loved one killed because of fill in the blank, a bad car, a bad drug, did a meteor fall and hit them, it might be somebody else's fault. All of these are lawyers looking to collect cases that they can then shop off to other attorneys. Perhaps not all attorneys do this, but a large number of the people that you see advertising on television are what I would call case aggregators. They get a lot of different cases that relate to a particular drug or a particular device, and then they shuffle those cases off to lawyers that they know are handling those kinds of claims. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but what you're doing is you're going through a big collection service that collects and aggregates hundreds of claims, sometimes thousands of claims like yours, and then hands you off to yet a different attorney. When you call the 800 number, you are likely not going to talk to an attorney. You're probably going to talk to a call taker, a call screener, or a paralegal, who will ask you a series of questions based on a form that she has to fill out, or he has to fill out, as the case may be. In those situations, you're not going to be able to get your questions answered as easily as if you called a local attorney and sat down with them and had a conversation about what you believe might be the situation that caused you harm. So, you should never ever make a decision about hiring an attorney based on a television or radio advertisement simply because it's not a good way to get to know the person that you're going to be entrusting one of the biggest things that you can possibly have in a case, which is the outcome. And you're going to trust the outcome to somebody that advertised on television. I know a lawyer that frequently said that if you have to advertise on television, let's be honest, you're probably not that good. Now, I don't necessarily know that that's always the case, but it's certainly something to think about. So let's go to the next item on my list of things that relate to making a mistake when you're getting or hiring a lawyer. And that is not talking to more than one lawyer before you make a determination about who you hire. That's just common sense. There may be 3 or 4 or 5 really good lawyers who handle the kinds of cases that you have. You want to find the best lawyer, not the first lawyer. Because the first lawyer might be the best one, but they might not too. The relationship you develop with a lawyer is based on trust and your confidence in his ability or her ability to handle your claim. A lot of people think, I want to say a little something about that right now. A lot of people think that it's probably not a good idea to hire women because they won't be aggressive lawyers when they pursue cases. That has never been my experience. I have seen some fine litigation from lawyers who are women, and they do an excellent job. So don't let gender get in the way of making a decision about a lawyer. What is far more important in terms of evaluating a lawyer is their ability and their record. That leads me to the third mistake that people make when they talk to lawyers, and that is they don't ask about their prior experience with this particular type of case. In other words, if you have a medical negligence case, has the lawyer tried a medical negligence case? Has the lawyer settled a medical negligence case? What experiences do they have? Have they made it through a motion to dismiss? Medical negligence cases are among the most complex of litigation in the world, simply because they often involve questions of judgment, and they involve expert witnesses, and the lawyer that you hire has to be able to get expert witnesses who can convince a jury that you've been wronged. And if you don't get one that can do that, then you're going to suffer the consequences. My concern for you is that you try very hard to find someone who has handled your type of case before and done so well. And that includes things like wills and trusts. Have they drafted them? Have they been challenged? What has been the outcome when their will or trust has been challenged? All of those things are very important things to ask about an attorney. The fourth and next item on my list is failure to check the lawyer's disciplinary history. A lot of people have the belief that when a lawyer gets disbarred, they're out of the practice of law forever. That is not always the case. It is in some states, but it isn't in many. And a lot of times, lawyers who have been disbarred are able to wait 5 years, demonstrate that they are currently fit to practice law, and come back into the profession. And sometimes those lawyers do an excellent job, and they don't get in trouble the way they did the first time. But I recently briefed a case where a lawyer was disbarred from a southern state for the third time. I don't believe a person should get more than one extra chance or one spare chance when you're talking about protecting the public. And that's the entire purpose of discipline. Here's what I would tell you. Every state bar has a way that you can check your lawyer's name to find out whether or not that lawyer has been disciplined. And if they have, then that may be an indication to you that you need to look elsewhere, or you may at least have to find out what they were disciplined for, how serious it was, and what their take on the situation is. Of course, if you're interviewing multiple lawyers, you probably want to take the one that does not have a disciplinary history. And then the fifth, and I think probably the biggest mistake that people make when they hire lawyers, is not being honest with the lawyer. If you hire an attorney and you tell him only what you think makes you look good, he cannot do a good job for you. I don't care who he is. He can't do a good job if you are not honest. I can't tell you how many times I have asked clients in interviews, do you have a criminal record? Have you ever delved into drugs? Is there ever anything in your closet? Is there a skeleton in your closet we need to know about? And I've been assured, oh, no, there's nothing like that. And then in the course of depositions, it's revealed, yes, they did have a marijuana conviction. So even though I don't think most people have a big issue with marijuana at this point, the bottom line is if you lie about something and you lie in discovery and say you don't have a conviction when you do, I can explain the truth. I can't explain the lie. And the conviction might not even come in, except you made it relevant by lying about it. So it comes in not because you were convicted of a petty offense like marijuana. It comes in because you lied about it. And that is something that really makes you look bad in front of the jury. If you're going to lie about that, are you going to lie about what color the traffic light was? Are you going to lie about how hard you were hit? Those are the kinds of things that jurors think about. So those are the five things that I think people make the biggest mistakes in when they interview and talk with lawyers and choose a lawyer to represent them. Don't make those mistakes. Well, hopefully this has been interesting and educational for you, and if it has, I would appreciate it if you would smash that like button. The like button makes you feel good all over when you hit it, and it turns white, and you think, oh boy. But the fact of the matter is it makes it easier for me to make these videos because it tells the YouTube algorithm this is valuable content and other people need to see it. So hopefully you would smash the like button for me. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please click the subscribe icon and the notification bell so you can be notified whenever we do a video on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Have a terrific day.